Welcome to the channel. Yesterday I went out to Wat Mae Kaet Noi. It's a temple up in the north part of Chiang Mai, just north of 121, right off of Highway 1001. And I'll put a description in the comments as to where it is and the coordinates and all that. It's a temple that depicts Buddhist hell. Lots of statues, as you'll see in the video, throughout, and a lot of mosquitoes too. I about got ate up. You know, it's kind of one of those things that, you know, you want to see it and then you don't want to see it. This one particular is not in the best of condition. They're not keeping the statues, you know, in good condition, and the grounds are not, you know, not real well kept. It was 10 baht to get in. You enter through a little gate there. You put, you know, 10 baht in, or you can put 2 5 baht coins and walk in. And you know, it's kind of set up in little sections. I had been about 4 years ago, and it seemed to be in a little bit better condition than it is now. The statues were better painted, and you know, it just seemed to be better kept. This time, you know, it wasn't in all that great a shape. But you know, I kicked around. I shot this video yesterday, and I spent a good probably 2 hours up there taking pictures and doing the video, and then I came back and I put it in the computer and started looking at it, and I was having a hard time with it because it really didn't really fit my interests. And I really don't know why. It's a real long video, and I thought about making it short and just put the high points in, let y'all just see the high points. But then I thought, well, you know, I'm not really impressed with this place that much, and I think it would be unfair to just show the, you know, the little portions of it that were in good condition and was, you know, kind of nice to look at. And you get up there and, you know, you find out that, you know, it's really not to your taste. So I videoed pretty much everything there. You know, it's a long video. It's about 30 minutes long, and I don't know how long you'll make it through it. And I decided to put to be fair, you know, just to put the whole thing up and let you all look for yourself. You know, make the decision if you want to go up there and see it. There were some things that I noticed, and if you watch the video, there was something really strange that I noticed about the condition of the place. And if you see the same thing I do after you watch the video, leave it in the comments and see if our opinion was about the same. I won't mention what it is, but just if you look at it, just tell me what you think at the end. But you know, I've seen better places than this. There was one that I went to in Bangkok back about 14 years ago that was a lot more impressive and well kept. The statues were, you know, they were freshly painted, and everything, you know, looked a lot different. This one here, it looks like they've kind of lost interest in it, or just lost interest in a part of it. But you know, it's something to see. Personally, I saw enough of this in real life that it really doesn't do much for me. I don't like seeing this stuff, and maybe that's why I had such a hard time working on this one. But you know, it's a place to go. Like I said, if you do go up there, there's 2 entrances. There's one in the front, and there's also another one in the back where you can park. And there's a kind of like a turnstile that you have to go through. The neatest thing about this trip was the little girl that was at the front gate. As I walked in, she wanted so bad to talk to the foreigner, and I stopped and talked to her, and, you know, waved at her, and we just kind of had a good time. I videoed that, but I didn't feel comfortable putting it in because it just, you know, it's, I don't know, stuff like this, I guess, like I said, I saw so much of it in real life that it doesn't impress me much, and I can't get enthused about it. You know, other things I can get enthused of, seeing nice things and pretty views and rice fields and temples. You know, that's really what it's all about. But you know, this is something different. And as far as I know, I think there's about 3 or 4 places like this in Thailand. The main one that I remember is the one in Bangkok, and I'll tell you a little story about that, why I remember it so well. my wife and I had been living in the U.S. for quite some time, and we'd come over to at least 2 or 3 times a year, to visit her parents. And on this particular trip, they drove us out to this place, and it's someplace west of Pathum Thani. Beautiful. But anyway, there was my wife, myself, her mother, another couple, and a child. And the foreigner, I'm always in the back because I'm always stopping and looking at things, and we're walking through and I'm looking at the statues and taking a few pictures, and the next thing you know, they're in front of me. Next thing you know, they start screaming in Thai and running. And I thought, oh, what? So I ran too. And because I don't know what's going on. They turned around and they're pointing, and right by where I walked was the biggest snake I have ever seen in my life. I don't know what kind it was. I couldn't tell because it had a great big rat in its mouth, and it was just sitting there. I mean, I probably walked 3 or 4 inches from it. And I said, well, thanks for talking in English, so I knew what you were yelling about. But that's what I remember about it. But it was an interesting trip, and if I ever go back, I will definitely do a video down there because it's a lot different style than this one is, and it's kept up a lot better. It's a shame that they don't take the time to clean, just sweep a little bit and repaint the statues and fix some of the things that are broken. But anyway, that's pretty much the video. And like I said, I was going to put little pieces up, and I thought, well, if I do that, then it may be a little bit misleading, and somebody will go up there and see it and say, well, this place is a mess. And so I basically, if you watch the video, you see everything that's up there. I shot it all, and I just laid it out as it was. There were not many people there. There were a few Thai couples and mostly standing around taking pictures and stuff. And they used to have little boxes on these things where you could put 5 baht in and it would tell you the story and play music. But it seemed like most of them were broken. See, you can see there the lights are broken in the eyes, and they've made no attempt to repair them at all. And just little things like that would make it a little bit better. I mean, I don't, like I said, I'm not much for seeing gore and guts. But the way it's explained to me is that the statues and mannequins here are a depiction of what, in life, if you do the things in life that it's displaying, this is what can happen to you. And I hope not, but it would definitely encourage you to walk the narrow trail and be a decent person. I wouldn't want to end up like that in the afterlife, that's for sure. But it's, like I said, it's something different. It's not something you see every day. Now, some of the temples that I have been to, they'll have a small part of this displayed, very, very, in kind of an off area, but nothing, this one. Now, this one really impressed me. They kept this one in fairly good shape. It was kind of interesting. I don't know if I shot it, but there was a good picture of a bullet hole in the guy's back. I don't know what kind of rifle that is, if it is even a real rifle. I didn't pay that much attention to it as far as that's concerned. I had to shoot this thing from about 3 or 4 different angles because it's kind of in a circle, and to get the gist of it, you had to shoot, like 2 or 3 shots of it. The funniest thing about this, I tried to, it's a long video, and I really didn't want to sit and talk through it all, and I probably won't, but I was trying to match music to it, and I've got about three or four different sources that I use for music for videos, and I couldn't, in my mind, I couldn't put any music with it, even Halloween music or anything like that. It just didn't fit, so I just decided to leave it off. can hear a little background noise from the motorcycles and things going by, but that's pretty much about it. The places, it's divided up into 2 or 3 different sections. When you walk in, you'll walk into one section and walk around and walk out, and then there's other sections, and then there's in the end of the video you'll see the good side of Buddhism, or what happens to you if you're good. And like I said, it's set up in like 3 or 4 different sections. I can't remember because I came in the back way and didn't actually follow the trail the way I should have. And seeing the lights and things, I don't know if they're open at night or not. Probably not, because like I said, most of the stuff wasn't functioning properly. Didn't seem to be any electricity. But there's one of those things that you put your money in, and none of those seem to be working either. What amazed me, the first time I ever saw a place like this, like I said, it was in right outside of Bangkok, and it was that the statues were so correct. In other words, they didn't leave anything back. In another country they might not be such explicit as these are. And, like I said, I guess that's one of the reasons why I just didn't know whether I was going to finish this one or not. And I still haven't made up my mind if I'm going to publish it or not. I'm going to look at it again, and after I put it together, and I may or may not put it up. I don't know. I have mixed emotions about it. When you're so used to seeing beautiful things and then you see this, you can't really get excited about it. You know, a lot of times when I film something, I'm kind of pushed and motivated and enthused about doing it. This just didn't do it for me. It was more like a task than it was an enjoyment. It wasn't an enjoyable thing. And in trying to edit it, I mean, I tried to cut clips out and try to make it shorter and things. And I just, for some reason, I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just too soft. I don't know, but things like seeing stuff like this just doesn't. I mean, even though it's a statue, it's still a. You know, I just don't like it. Here we're coming around the corner, and these are the school kids. And this is kind of an interesting part. This area that they seem to keep up a little bit better. You've got the good kids sitting in the front and the bad kids in the back. You get a better shot of that in a minute when I walk out. And that was really strange seeing that head hanging up in the trees there. I don't remember seeing that the last time I was there, but I may have missed it. And there's the bad kids. I think if they'd have showed me something like that when I was in school, I would have studied a little bit harder. There's probably a few people that have ate some frogs. That's kind of funny that they'd make a picture like that. It looks like they've done some improvements. That red paint seems to be fairly fresh. This particular statue here, I didn't. It's kind of eerie. I think I show it from another angle too. This one was eerie because when you walked around it, those eyes follow you. I thought that was really strange. I've seen that a couple of times in some of the stuff that I do. The elephant that I shot on one of the other videos, that too, when you walked around it, the eyes followed you. No matter where you stood, it looked like they were looking at you. I could just imagine bringing a 5 or 6 year old kid into a place like this. And that little girl that I was talking to, she was probably 5, 6 years old, and her dad was bringing her here. I don't know how I would have grown up if I'd have seen something like this when I was a kid. You know, it probably stuck with me the rest of my life. And a lot of sleepless nights. And that's the walkway that walks from the front to the back. And the sections are off each side of that hallway, or that walkway. Okay, now we're getting into the last section of it that shows where the good people go and how the good people are. That's the entrance to it right there. Now, in the beginning of the video, I said, if you notice anything, you get the same feelings that I do about this part of it versus the other part, drop them in the comments. See if you notice the same thing that I noticed after you look through this part of the video, if you got this far. I would suspect a lot of people have dropped off by now, which I don't blame them. And like I said, the reason I made it so long was because I wanted you to see everything. If I just showed little parts, I don't think that would be fair. But what do you notice about this particular section versus the other section? Drop it in the comments down there. I'd like to see if you feel the same way I do, or see the same thing I do. learned one thing making videos, especially if you have your sound on, don't wear flip-flops, because you'll hear me flip-flopping around here in a couple of these scenes. I heard it when I was editing it. I thought, I gotta wear tennis shoes next time. My duck walk with the gimbal is not that great. That part right there may have been added since the last time I was there. I don't remember seeing that before. But this part, for me, it was enjoyable for me to make this part of the video. I enjoyed it. I don't know. But by this time I was fairly tired. This seems to be a mixture of good and bad. You're bad at the bottom and good at the top. I don't know exactly what it means. Yeah, we're just about getting to the end of it now. I hope you enjoyed this. If you made it this far, I'm amazed. Drop me a comment if you did make it this far. I'd just like to see how long everybody looks at it. That's really pretty right there. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I say I enjoyed making it. I did, but I didn't enjoy this as much as some of the other ones that I make. Gore and guts just doesn't do it for me. And like I said, I don't know if it's because I've seen this in real life, unfortunately. And some things even worse than this, but that's neither here nor there. But it just, I don't know. I had a hard time doing this one. But this, this depicts somebody dying. But I guess not dying in a bad way, just dying naturally, with a smile. It's interesting. That statue laying down, there's another one coming up that was really, really nice. I think it comes up after this. Just kind of laying there, very, very peaceful to look at. Right here. Just kind of just peaceful. I can photograph temples and statues all day long and never, never get bored. You see them differently. This was another location. As I was walking out, I saw it and I shot it. Something I had missed on my way in. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, I appreciate it. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, just click right below and give a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whichever. It doesn't really matter. But I mean, it does, but I enjoy doing this and I enjoy showing y'all something. And this is the place in its entirety. You've seen everything that's there. And y'all have a good day and come back next time, see what I come up with next time. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.